how to do leg waves. So with leg waves, there's lots of different variations. I'm just going to show you like the absolute basics, and then you can put your own spin on them. And I'm also going to face this way because my mic's over here. So when I first teach leg waves, this isn't normally how you do leg waves, but we're just going to lay on the ground just to make our lives a bit easier. So we're not going to do anything else. We're just going to go lie on the ground, legs in the air. Okay, the first thing I get my students to practice is bending one leg and then transferring that bend to the other leg. So I'm going bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. The key with our leg waves is that we always want to have one leg bent and one leg straight. So they're always doing opposite things, always changing. So we practice bend, straighten, bend, and straighten. Once you have the bend, straighten, bend, straighten, we're going to add in a little bit of hip movement. The knee that is bending, we're going to lift that hip up. So kind of like you're doing a little sassy walk on the floor. So the knee that's bending, that hip lifts up. And then when I change, I'm going to transfer that to the other hip as well. So bend and straighten, add in the hips. So this one takes a little while to get. But we're going to bend, hip up, bend, hip up. I know it doesn't look like leg waves yet, but it's getting there. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Okay? We're just going to practice that on the floor. Now, when you feel like you've gotten that sequence, the next thing I get my students to do, this sounds stupid, but it works, is imagine you are seaweed. So we're doing the bend and straighten, we're doing the hips, and we're just going to imagine that we are seaweed, just like flowing in the ocean. Okay, we'll still do it laying on the floor. Hopefully you can feel your abs already. Leg waves do take quite a bit of abs. So we're going to go knee up, hip up, knee up, hip up, and then we're going to start to imagine that we are seaweed. If you put some music on in the background, this is a lot cooler than just doing it without music. So maybe put some music over my voice. So we're going to imagine we're seaweed. The other thing you can imagine is if your hips are drawing figure eights on the floor is like another good image. If my hips are drawing figure eights on the ground as I do my leg waves. Some people also like to imagine they're kind of walking as well, like they're doing a little sassy walk. Some people like to think of it as riding a tiny little bike. I like to imagine seaweed legs. Once you've got the seaweed legs, you can start to do something a little bit sexier with the rest of your body. So if you want, with your hands, if you want to stay laying on the floor, you can feel around, you can arch and look. What I would recommend is from here, start practicing some where you sit up on your elbows, and it just means you can get a little bit more like leg movement and more hip movement sitting up on your elbows. And then once you've got that down pat, you can change it to be different shapes. So you can go into a slightly wider V. So instead of having my legs together, I can go legs apart and do the same thing. It's all the same with the legs in the V. It's still one leg bent, one leg straight, and then seaweed legs, hips doing the moving. And that is all I want to say about leg waves. I think I have one more thing, but I forgot it, so we'll have to say it for another video. Yeah, that's it, another video. If you know what I forgot, comment below or ask a question, and I'll answer it in my next leg wave video. So yeah, knees, hips, seaweed. Those are the steps.